Hello, all of you wonderful people. I'm going to start this video by saying I did it again and I forgot to shrink myself. And I am not going to re-record this video. I'm just going to do what y'all suggested last time I did this and post it as is with myself talking where you can't see my budget. But I'm going to just shrink myself real quick right now and show you my budget so you can see what it actually looks like when I'm done. And then we'll get into the video. And I'm sorry. But the morning I've had, y'all, I'm puppy sitting and dog sitting for my neighbor who's out of town. I set off her alarm and then I didn't close her gate when I like escaped out her back door with the dogs to avoid the alarm. And I didn't close the gate all the way apparently, and then her dogs escaped, and animal control had to bring them back. And I've just had a morning, and I'm still working, and I just don't think that I can handle re-recording this video. So I'm sorry that I did that, but I'm gonna post it. Um, it's a really good budget, and I'm sorry you can't see it, but here is what my budget actually looks like. And then please enjoy just me talking. There you go. I hope y'all have a great day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Hi friends, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. On my channel, I am going through my good midlife crisis where I am journeying through my 40s, working oh so hard to get my poop in a group. In order to do this, I have been working on my physical, my financial, and my mental health, and today is going to be a financial health video. Today is Friday, December the 8th, y'all. It's already the second week of December. We're fixing to go into the second week of December. That's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be budgeting out my first paycheck of December, which is the money that you see above my head. It is $1,084.11. That is a paycheck and then some rollover from last week, which is a little bit more rollover than we were anticipating because for some reason, if you were with me last week, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I appreciate you so much for coming back and following my journey. I hope it is helping you on your journey or giving you ideas of what to do, what not to do, what works, what doesn't work. And I appreciate all of you. If you were here, I thought I was going to be rolling over like seriously like 30 cents or something. I can't remember what I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't going to be very much. It was going to be like cents. Um, but then I didn't go out for dinner for lunch after church. And then the money that I thought I had told Best Buy to auto draft for my Best Buy payment, they're going to start auto drafting in January. So I had like $60 worth of rollover plus my paycheck. So um, I had $65.97 of rollover, and then plus like a dollar cash back in my PayPal credit card. So the $20 from my not going out to lunch, $50 from Best Buy, and then a dollar something in my my cash back. So and then like a couple of dollars that I had over budgeted for my one of my bills that I didn't end up owing. So anyway, so that had more money than I anticipated in my rollover, plus my paycheck. So that was good. So that's what we're going to do. Also, I didn't think I was going to have any bills due this week, but I do have one. My contacts are going to ship tomorrow, so I'm going to be budgeting that. Otherwise, we just have my sinking funds that I didn't have the money for or that I forgot about last week, and my regular weekly slash paycheckly cash envelopes. If you are new, welcome. Thank you so much for checking this out. I hope that you find this interesting. Again, I can maybe give you ideas of what to do if you're looking to get into budgeting. I know this is this time of year people start looking about setting up a budget if it's new or getting back into budgeting if it's been a little while because the new year's coming up. You spend a lot of money in the holiday season, or maybe this is a brand new thing for you. I know that it wasn't that long ago I got into budgeting and I got really into budgeting and I love it and it has changed my life. I am not a cash budgeter. I don't do well with cash. I use the app that you see on the screen. It is called YNAB. It stands for You Need a Budget, and it helps me digitally track my money because I don't do the traditional pull the money out of the bank and put it into cash envelopes. That works very well for a lot of people. And if that is how you do it, that is awesome. For me, if you give me cash, I spend cash. For some reason, my brain doesn't see cash as like real. You give me cash and I'm like, I can just spend this and then it's gone. But if you give me numbers in a bank account, that money is real to me. So I leave it in the bank and then I can just spend it on. If I use swipe a credit card, I pay my credit cards off every Thursday before when I close out my budget, or I just use my debit card. Either way, I have a couple of credit cards that I really like to use because they give me cash back, like my PayPal card. I get a couple of dollars cash back every week, or my Venmo card. They give me cash back only once a month when my statement closes, but I keep them all at zero. I have two exceptions to that, and those are my Mattress Firm card, which when I set up, I did not realize it was a credit card. I thought it was just a line of credit. It is a zero interest balance for a big purple mattress that I purchased and the frame and everything that goes with that. That is zero interest for the life of the loan. Again, I didn't realize it was a credit card until they literally sent me the credit card in the mail. I thought it was just a line of credit. So I'm paying that off, but there's no interest. And then just last month, I put $400 of interest free purchases on my Best Buy card. Again, it is a zero interest loan. Um, yeah, I have 12 months to pay it off. I fully intend to pay it off in just the next couple of months. So, but that was paid off until last month. So typically, all of the rest of my cards I pay off every Thursday. Um, so like last night, yes, well actually I did it yesterday morning. I went in and I paid all my cards to zero, and then unless the only exception to that would be if the balance isn't cleared and I can't pay it to zero, then I would pay it the next Thursday. So that's how I do my budgeting. If this, as we go through, this looks like something that you would be interested in, there is a link in my description box below where you can try this out for 30 days for free, completely free. You don't even put a credit card in so they can't accidentally charge you like a lot of companies try to do. They're like, oh, you forgot to cancel. And then they charge you every month for forever until you remember about it. Um, there's none of that nonsense going on with YNAB. You put in your email, they give you access to this. You build your budget, you try it out for 30 days. If you like it, then you give them your credit card information and sign up for it. At that point, if you've used my link, you get an additional 30 days for free. So you will have 64 days for free if you've used my link, and they'll send me 30 days for free. So everybody gets free YNAB, and it's a fantastic thing, and everybody gets a budget, which is the really important thing to get a better handle on your finances. If you don't like it, you just stop signing in and it goes away. So there's absolutely no risk to you for this. I know I've had a lot of you sign up and love it and decide to sign up for it. And I know I've had a lot of you sign up and not actually end up signing up for it. And that's totally cool. I know it's a bit pricey, and I know it's also not for everybody. So just try it out if it looks interesting, and if it's for you, wonderful, and if it's not, that's cool. At least you tried it. And that's what's important, is that you're trying to get a budget. I'm going to stop talking about that. It is only 7:30, and also I have my external mic. I don't want to mess up the sound because I know the sound has been off a little bit. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I pulled the external mic off of my camera, and I hope that doesn't mess it up. Sorry if that was really loud. I have no idea. So we're gonna see if this helps. I know the sound's been off. And the camera messed up again this week. It did it a couple of weeks ago. Every time this editing software app updates, it breaks something. And it broke the camera a couple of weeks ago, and it broke it again today. It updated last night, and the camera was broken again this morning. So now it's 7:30 before I can start recording again. And I think that it broke the sound a couple of weeks ago because I've noticed the sound's been off, and somebody commented. I think it was, I can't remember who it was. I know it was somebody who comments all the time, and I'm sorry, I can't remember who said it. But somebody did tell me last week that the sound was off, and I was hoping it was just my computer that the sound was really off on because nobody else had said anything. But then when you said that, I was like, oh shoot, it's not just me. So I pulled the microphone off my camera, and I'm hoping this will help. But I do have like a lavalier mic that I'm gonna order, put it on my wish list for Christmas. If nobody gets me that, then I'm gonna go ahead and buy it for myself after Christmas. But until then, I'm gonna try this one out. Um, but it just has a really short cord, so I don't know how well this works. Anyway, all of that is out of the way. Let's go ahead and get to budgeting. Again, there's not a whole lot to budget out today, so this shouldn't take very long. Um, so, if you're not familiar with my budget, I get paid bi-weekly, but I budget my budget. I budget my money weekly. So every week I give myself $40 for dining out, and I do that, and I still have $20 left, y'all. I'm doing really well. I'm trying not to eat out. I did go to In-N-Out Burger last night. Um, just to grab some quick dinner. I haven't been to my wine ladies in a very long time, and I really wanted to go see them last night. And I have been puppy sitting my neighbor's puppy. She got a brand new puppy. His name is Tucker. If you saw my weigh-in Wednesday video that I posted on Wednesday, you will have seen him. I have him here with me, but he's in his crate because he ate his breakfast, but he hasn't pottied yet. And I don't want him running around, and I can't watch him and do this at the same time. So I'm going to try to go get him at the end of this video so y'all can see him because he's so cute. But Nathan took my big dogs for a walk. But anyway, I can't watch him, and I have carpets, and so I don't want him to potty in the house. But anyway, I took him to my Wine Thursday last night to meet my wine ladies, and oh my goodness, he's so cute, and everybody loved him. But I went and grabbed some In-N-Out before I did that because I was really hungry and I didn't really have time to eat dinner. Um, but other than that, I hadn't eaten out all week, and I may go get nachos tonight. I may not. I'm not sure. We'll see. So I'm going to add my $40 to that. Groceries, I give myself $100 a week. I did spend some of that last week, not a ton. Well, I guess I spent more than I thought I did. But I only went to HEB one time. And so that's really good for me. Normally I go to HEB, which is my grocery store here. I live in Central Texas. Normally I go to HEB like 3 or 4 times a week. I only went once. Um, I'm going to go to World Market and then I'm going to go to HEB this week. So, um, fun money, I give myself $10 a week. Ecclesial expenses, this is my church donation, $60 for my actual donation. I'm sorry, $40 for my donation, $20 for a meal if we go out afterwards. Again, last week we didn't go out for a meal afterwards, so that $20 just goes back into my budget. That doesn't go toward my other dining out. That is specifically for that meal. And I know I've explained this before, but I feel like it's been a while. So the reason I feel like that is important, and if you're not a religious person, that is totally cool. But I am. And I feel like the meal that Christ shared with his disciples, the actual like bread and wine, that was a meal. That wasn't, we do it symbolically to represent Christ's death. But when they did it, they were sitting down. It's the Last Supper. It was a meal. And so we do it, we sit down and we have church and there's like a talk and then we partake of the bread and the wine. But when Christ did it, it was a meal, it was a fellowship. They sat down, they visited, they spoke, they were having conversations. And so I feel like going out and sharing a meal with the brothers and sisters is an important part of it. So if people are going out for a meal afterwards, I would like to do that. So I want to make sure there was room in my budget to do that if people are doing that. If they're not doing it, that's fine, and I'll just put that money back into my budget for another, like, to roll into the next week. Um, but I was finding that I didn't have the money in my dining out because I would spend it on other meals. Um, and I wanted to prioritize this meal specifically. I wanted to make sure I had money to go out for lunch after church with people from church if they were going. And so I started putting money into this category. And that is why I put that in there. And again, if they don't go, that money just goes back into my budget. It doesn't go into my dining out category. It just goes back into my budget. $15 a week toward my coffee. I used to give myself $50 into my dining out category, but then I found that I was spending a lot of money on Dutch Brothers. And so, in order to try to limit what I was doing and also monitor what I was spending on coffee, I dropped my dining out category to only $40 a week and gave myself $15 a week for coffee. I am going to take I'm just going to add $50 to my gas. Just going to add $50 to my gas. but I might take $13.64 of that and just roll it back into my budget later. Every paycheck week, I give myself $25 toward my self-care category. This can go toward whatever I want. This can be self-care is whatever I deem necessary to make myself feel better. This can be a massage, this can be a pedicure, this can be flowers, this can be perfume, this could be buying myself a cup of coffee while I'm out and about. This could be buying myself a bagel when I am at the farmer's market because I have celiac and there are a bagel. I'm from New Jersey. I live in Texas, but I grew up in New Jersey. And so when I see a good bagel, y'all, I want a bagel sometimes. And it's hard to find really good gluten-free bagels. And the farmer's market over at Lakeline Mall has some really good gluten-free bakery places that show up on Saturday mornings. And so sometimes I just want a really good gluten-free bakery item, and that's self-care. When if you have dietary restrictions, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, or if you've been on a diet, if you're on a weight loss journey, sometimes self-care is just giving yourself a treat. Um, so self-care is whatever I deem necessary for myself. It is my bestie's birthday coming up here in just a couple of weeks, and so we'll probably go get pedicures. So a large chunk of this money will probably go toward a pedicure. But that is what that category is. It only gets filled on paycheck weeks, and it is a paycheck week. And gas only gets filled on paycheck weeks as well, by the way. Pet expenses and household gifts and giving and budgeting only get filled once a month on the beginning of the month. So I filled them last week. And that is all that I have for this section. This section is my throughout the month. This is like if you were doing a cash envelope section, this would be the ones that you put in your wallet, in your purse, and carry around with you. That would be what this section is. Again, this is not cash, but this would be that section. Once a month, these are my monthly bills. Um, and I have them organized by when they are due. Um, when you set up a YNAB, you set it up yourself, and these are completely customizable. I can drop them anywhere I want to, and I title these whatever I want to. I can come in here and change this to whatever I want. Um, so like say I changed my car payment company, like if I refinanced it to a different company and my payment became due on a different date, I could change this to a different day. I could take the date out of here if I wanted to. I don't want to, but I could. Um, anyway, so I could change these all. Again, I don't have any bills that are due this week, but my Waldo contacts are going to ship tomorrow. When I originally, so I'm going to put $50 in here. These ship every 4 weeks. These aren't a monthly thing, they're every 4 weeks. And so some months have 5 weeks. And so this isn't like a date that I could put. I just put the 21st because I've had these for a couple of years. And when I first set it up, that was when they were shipping. And that was about the date. This is obviously not the 21st. Tomorrow is the 9th because it's been a couple of years and the dates change when the weeks change. So I just keep track of it. That is where that is. And then for those of you who have been around for a little while and know I've been talking forever about getting my mom set up on the Keep It Full for the propane, I finally called yesterday and got that set up for her. They are going to go out today. They do anticipate it to be about $495. So I'm glad that I have $500 in this category. Based on what I said her propane was at, which her tank is about, um, they said they're gonna have to put about 175 gallons in her tank, and that's about $495 worth of propane. In case you were wondering what propane costs, 175 gallons is about $495, at least in Central Texas. That's what propane costs right now. So good thing I have $500 in there. So this is my upcoming expense that I anticipate. Of course, once they go out and fill the tank, it could be a little bit less, it could be a little bit more, and I will cover this if it's more from another category. We'll figure that out when I get there. If you are wondering about this is a YNAB toolkit feature, which is only available on a browser. It's not available on the YNAB app. But I do have a video that I finally made after promising it forever, and I will link that video in the description box if you are interested in learning more about the YNAB toolkit. It is completely free. People, awesome people who know way more about computers got together and they build this and they upkeep it, and they, every time YNAB updates, they update this. A lot of it is cosmetic just to make it look different, make it more visually friendly to people. You can make these bars like how I have these, every other one is gray and white, so you can keep it differently. These are round instead of square. This is blue instead of whatever color it was. I don't even know what color it was. Anyway, there's a lot of different changes, but I have my days of buffering up here, which is positive again. Hopefully we can keep it that way for a little bit longer. My upcoming scheduled expenses are here. I have reports here. I go into a lot of detail, a lot more detail than I wanted to go into, but I'm Becky and I talk a lot. So of course that video is quite long. So grab yourself a beverage and settle in if you're ready to watch that video. But I do have that video and I will link it below. Um, anyway, that's what that is. Those are my only bills that I have. I don't know what my mom did. She accidentally ordered something. She didn't know what it was. Um, but there was an $8.07 charge on this Amazon card. So we have actually gone ahead and canceled this card, and I added her to one of my cards, um, just because she keeps accidentally charging stuff to this card. We don't know what it is. We don't know if it's her or somebody's fraudulently using it. So we actually disputed one charge on here, and then I just paid the $8.07 and we closed this account. This was the account that my dad was the primary card holder, and my dad has passed away. My dad passed away in 2020. So we closed this account. I added her to one of my cards that I don't really ever use. It's actually the card that's on file for her propane, so that worked out perfectly. Um, so she is now a card holder for one of my cards, and that Taste Amazon card is paid off as of this $8.07 that we have no idea where it came from, and that card is closed. Once this zeroes out, I will go ahead and archive this card and we'll get rid of it. So that was an unexpected expense, but whatever, that card is closed now. That I think is it. I'm going to go ahead and fill my sinking funds. I have three. I have my vacation that I did not fill last week, so I put $50 a month. Y'all, I am getting my 2024 budget together. I am working on that, and I hope to film that for y'all this weekend, so we can have that for you on Monday is my plan. Hopefully I get that done, because it's 2024. I don't know how that happened, but we'll have my 2024 budget plan out hopefully next week, Lord willing. So 2024 is like in a couple of weeks. Tell me how that's happened. Tell me how that happened. I have no idea. I have no idea. Okay, 2024. I mean, oh my goodness, what I'm just saying 2024 over and over again because my brain's trying to process it. Okay, vacation, car maintenance. I need to put $50 in. And then YNAB, which is this app, I use a sinking fund. And again, because I know there are some people that are watching just getting started in budgeting for the very first time ever. And because when I started doing dieting, people were talking about, what was it? NSVs. And I was like, what on earth is an NSV? And everybody kept throwing around these acronyms. And when I started doing budgeting in YNAB and everybody was talking about whamming and all this stuff, and I was like, I don't know what y'all are talking about. I think people forget that there are people watching videos that are new and they don't know what people are talking about. So sinking funds is such an integral part of budgeting that people who budget just assume everybody knows what it means, because we all do it. And a sinking fund, for people who are new to budgeting, is where you set aside just a little bit of money every month, so that way when you have something big come up, you don't have to come up with all of the money all at once. And it's such a simple concept, But in practice, it's so easy to do. And it blew my mind the first time I did it. The first time I did it was when I did it for my car registration and my inspection. And I remember having that money available in October of, well, it was 2 years ago, 2021, I think it was. In October of 2021, having the money to just go get my car inspected and registered. And I did it at the beginning of October, and it wasn't the very end of October, scrambling, trying to figure out how I was going to pay for my registration. And I was like, it's done. And I didn't have to worry about where this money was going to come from. And I I'm good. I'm not stressed. I had the money. I didn't have to pull it from another category. I don't have to worry about not being able to buy groceries this week or not being able to put gas in my car this week. It's fine. So every single month I put away $10.56. So that way, when my YNAB subscription is due, which is again this app, when my YNAB subscription is due in May, I have the money to pay for it. I do the same thing for my car registration. I only put $8.34 away. Again, I found out very recently talking to a coworker who lives in Michigan that some people pay a significant amount more, significantly more for their car registration than we do in Texas. So in Texas, I pay like 25-ish dollars for my inspection and 75-ish dollars for my registration. So it's about $100. So I put away $8.34 a month. I have my $100 when my registration is due. But you just take the total amount that you need, you divide it by the number of months that you have to save it, and that's what you save every month. So every month, depending on what you need, for this software that I use to record my videos, it's $9.59 a month. For my Costco membership, I save $5.55 a month. For my car registration, I save $8.34 a month. It's not very much money every single month that you have to set aside. And then when your registration is due, when your Costco membership is due, when your YNAB membership is due, you have the money already saved. And it is, again, such a simple concept, but it's life altering in practice. Um, and I just wish everybody knew about it. I wish every single person knew about this concept because it changed my life. That and YNAB. But just budgeting in general has changed my life, and I wish everybody did it. I wish everybody knew they could do it. Um, because, and I wish everybody knew that they could do it in a way that worked for them because here comes my spiel. Personal finance is personal. There is a way to do it that works for you. You just have to find the way that works for you. You don't have to do it Becky's way. You don't, unless your name is Becky. You don't have to do it Dave's way, unless your name is Dave. You do it your way, and it will work for you. You just have to find that way, and it will work. And it might be a little bit of Kiko's way, and it might be a little bit of Jennifer's way, and a little bit of Becky's way, and a little bit of Dave's way, and a little bit of Caleb's way. And that's great. Just take a little bit of everybody's way, mix it all in a bowl, and that's how it's going to work for you. And that is the way, that is the best way to budget for you, if that's the way that works. Anyway, I have to save. I was going to put money into my emergency fund, but I'm not. And I actually pulled all the money out of my emergency fund because I decided that this 52-week savings challenge is basically my emergency fund now. So I'm going to put my $53 into my 52-week emergency fund, and then we have one more week to go, one more paycheck to go. So every paycheck I save $53, and then I am going to save $2 for baby Joe, that is my great nephew, and $2 more for baby Jet, who's his little brother, who is now apparently 5 weeks old. I can tell how old he is by how much money I've saved. So baby Joe is 58 weeks old, and baby Jet is 5 weeks old. And that is all that I am going to budget out today. The rest of this money, this $1,266.55, is going to go down into week 3. Yes. Oh my goodness, y'all. So that way, when y'all come back next Friday, I have this money available to budget into my week 3 budget because next week I won't have a paycheck. So this money, $1,266.55, will be what I budget next week for week 3 of December. Okay, y'all, that's all the time I have. It's actually 7:53. I have to get to work. So I hope y'all have a fantastic week. I hope your December is going wonderfully, and I will talk to y'all soon. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up on your way out, and have a wonderful day. Bye. So this is what my actual, after I'm done with everything, budget looks like. For people who are new to YNAB, once I have filled everything, it turns the category green. And that just means I have all the money in there that I need to pay that bill. And then if it's not full completely, it is still blue. That just means that there is still money to fill for that category. The reason these categories are still blue is because it's not the end of the month. So I put $15 a week into these categories. It's only the second week of the month. There's still 2 more weeks. There's still $30 more to go into this category. So it's still blue. By the end of the month, this will be green. So I only put $50 a month into this. It's green. It's fully funded. Even though I have spent money out of it, it's green still. This is what my categories look like. This is what my budget looks like. And here at the bottom, nope, that's not what I meant to do. Here at the bottom is where we put the money for next week's budget. Okay, I'm gonna go. Y'all have a great day, and I will talk to y'all later.